welcome back to Friendly Fire. I am one of your hosts, Sam, and I am here with my other lovely host. What's your name?
Thomas.
I'm so glad. Who are you?
I'm Nolan.
And you?
I'm Icarus.
Awesome. Well, welcome back to our show. We'll see you right after the intro.
And we're back. Welcome back, everyone, to episode 7 of Friendly Fire. Today we're going to be talking about food.
Episode 7. Okay, I'd never do that again. Honestly, that was horrible.
What show did I just sign up for?
It's not Friendly Fire anymore.
It is.
I don't know what that was.
It's on the board.
Okay, it's on the board.
So,
it's on the board.
For today's episode, as stated, we're going to be talking about food. Specifically, the first question that I asked that's very related to food. Have you ever been in a food fight?
No, I think about it sometimes, but I don't think I ever have. No, I haven't. Have you?
No.
No. Happened in a dream once, and I woke up and I was really scared.
Were you on the losing side of the food fight?
Yeah, but it was like an actual war.
Oh.
Yeah.
Food war?
Yeah.
Food war.
Interesting.
You ever heard of Normandy? Like,
Yeah, once or
D-Day?
twice.
Yeah, so it was like that. It was like that in my middle school cafeteria. And I woke up and I was terrified. I was like sweating because I was really scared of my.
You got shell shock from a food fight. Didn't you?
Yeah, because our assistant principal at my middle school was terrifying, dude. I was ready to face the consequences of my associate principal, and that was scarier than any war could really be.
All
Okay,
right.
I was
Well.
making fun of you before. I understand.
Okay.
So I have never been in like an actual food fight, although I have thrown a lot of food.
Why?
Because one of the places that I've worked in the past is a retirement home, specifically in the dining service part, and there'd be a lot of food, and sometimes the food isn't like good anymore, and we need to get rid of it anyway. So instead of simply taking it, picking it up, and putting it into a trash can like a normal, sane human being, I would simply ball it up as tight as I can and throw it at a coworker. Especially one of my coworkers was my brother. He got the short end of that stick a lot. I would just walk around with food in my hands. People would think I was insane. People still do think I'm insane, but a little bit less now that there's not food in my hands.
So glad we're coworkers and not a service industry.
But yeah, one of my favorite memories is throwing a baked potato across the kitchen and hitting another coworker directly in the back. For the record, this coworker was also okay with this. This is not unmeditated, premeditated.
Premeditated.
This was not premeditated. No, it was premeditated. I don't know. Whatever the word is. He was okay with it. No one was injured. It was very funny. Trust me. But yeah, I think that's the closest I've ever been to being like an actual food fight and like using food as a weapon.
Okay. Well, I'm so glad that I got that piece of lore from your backstory.
Thomas' backstory.
Anyways, so if you were in a fight, hypothetically, what would be your weapon of choice?
Whole seafood boil.
Excuse me?
Elaborate.
An entire seafood boil.
Like
those things-
we said elaborate and you just said the same thing again. I'm going to need you to continue that
Sorry,
thought
I
process.
used one different word. So like, you know crabs?
I do know crabs.
They could be like, they're on your team.
They're on a team.
You have a whole pot of crabs, they're on your team, and they're pissed.
So like pre-boiled crab.
Yeah,
Like
so this is like
boiled
the
crabs,
beginning,
you let them out.
beginning stages of a seafood
Okay.
boil. Because then you have water that's hot, corn that's like dense, you could throw that, crabs that are
Angry.
super mad. You have like a whole army in one dish.
That's a lot.
Before
more
they've
thought
been
than
cooked, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so
they've
they're
been cooking for a
alive.
little bit. So they're
pre-boiled
like,
crab.
They've
Oh,
been
they have
boiled.
been cooked.
They're being
Yeah.
boiled, and
So
you
like
let them
crab,
out.
you could
Dead
pick
crabs.
it. No, it's the start of the boil.
They're partially boiled crabs.
so
and
you
that's
could-
why they're angry.
so you could like reach in with tongs and then like fling them out.
I was
Do
gonna
you
say,
know-
what I would do is
Okay,
I'd wait for him
do
to
you
cool off
know
just a
what-
little, grab it by the arm and like
Have you ever
frisbee
seen
it.
like a seafood boil?
I know,
You know what I'm talking
but
about?
I'm just, I was confused about the stage that the crabs
Okay.
were in. That's what I
thought
was
you-
asking
thought
for
you
clarity
What
on.
state
were
are the
unsure
crabs
about
in?
if they were live or not. They are alive when you boil them.
Yeah, they start
Yeah.
off swimming
Yeah.
and stuff.
So,
They
but
go,
I wasn't sure if they were still, so just partially boiled crabs.
They're partially boiled, still alive
Yes.
crabs that are
So
pissed
they're
off.
hot and pissed off.
Yes,
Yeah,
you dunk them in the water for
yes,
a little bit
they're
so
hot
that they
and
can
pissed
get.
off.
Okay.
Like
hot
many-
and bothered. These are some hot and bothered crabs, and we're gonna frisbee them at your enemies.
Okay, all right.
That
I think
would
that
work
I would-
too.
From some of my experience, I think what I would do. I think that what I would do is I'd get some really stale bread I've been hit by a stale bread before, and it hurts. Like, hard. It was directly over the head, and I was very mad. This is also a work story. I got hit by one of my coworkers by a very hard baguette. And
I was gonna say that
upset.
would be mine is a stale baguette because if it breaks, you still have a weapon. You just keep going until you don't have it anymore.
Another very
that would
fun
be
one
mine.
that I've done is you can take like saltine crackers and use them as ninja stars. They fly very well. I did a test a couple years ago, and I found out what brand of stale saltine flies the best. There's one that was like stronger but didn't fly as far, and another one that flew really well but it'd break on impact. So you have different ones for different ranges.
Oh.
You're prepared for this.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, far too prepared. Alarmingly prepared.
I'm also really good at throwing strawberries.
Yeah, my food I think would be mashed potatoes, just because it's like really messy. It's not gonna do a whole lot of damage.
Might get in your eyes.
I don't know. Have you ever like gotten mashed potatoes on your hand? Like that is
If it's
probably
really
one of the
hot,
grossest
it's the worst.
textures.
If it's really hot, it's napalm. Is that too dark for this show?
Well,
No, I talked about Normandy. You're
I
fine.
was gonna say, I feel, and we've also talked about hot and bothered crabs.
What is happening? I don't know what's happening.
This episode is really
Off to a great start.
All excellent points. So yeah, mashed potatoes are napalm. Moving on.
Okay.
None of those are beating my crabs, by the way.
No,
I don't think
that's
so.
fair.
I'm gonna stay on your side.
I think you have the best answer. Yeah.
So we're gonna move away from food fight specific topics and talk about really fun questions that were very popular back when is a hot dog a sandwich was a thing, which is also a question I'm gonna ask you guys.
Let's just start with that one.
We'll start with that one. Is a hot dog a sandwich to you guys?
Sure.
Sure. Elaborate.
Oh,
Sun's gonna explode in like 30
Thomas
years.
looks like
it
he was
doesn't
about
matter.
to
I don't
say
have time
something
care.
very elaborate.
Something like that, right? I don't have time to care if a hot dog is a sandwich. I'm gonna say yeah.
I think that there is the noun of a sandwich, and there's the verb of being sandwich, or maybe it's an adjective. I didn't pay that close attention in English. Whatever the other one is of being a sandwich, I think it's adjective of
There's
being
several of
sandwich,
them, but
where you have two of something and one of something else in the middle. That is something is sandwiched. Doesn't really matter what it is. And then there's the food of a sandwich. If you're talking about the food of a sandwich, no, a hot dog is not. If you're talking about the adjective of a sandwich, yes, a hot dog is a hot dog that has been sandwiched between a bun.
Okay.
That is my professional answer.
What do you?
I
have
have
to
an
say?
even more professional answer.
Oh my
Has
God, I
anyone
love it.
ever heard of the cube rule for food?
Yes.
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 Our floor manager
so
Kayla is very excited about
it's
that
basically
statement.
whichever. It's so think of a cube, right? It's got 6 sides. It's whichever sides that the bread are on. It tells which food it is. So for a sandwich, it would
graph.
be
Other side. Right here in post. Thank you,
yeah,
Thomas.
in post. Thanks, Thomas. There's the top and bottom. That would make a sandwich because the bread is on the top and bottom. If it's around 3 sides on the bottom, it makes it a taco. So by that logic,
A hot dog is a taco?
A hot dog would be a taco. However,
This is very
I feel
upsetting
similarly to
right now.
this about Nolan. I don't really care what
Sorry
it
to the
is.
audio.
So,
Probably not going to go around eating hot dogs anyway.
so Icarus,
Right.
I hear that you've been talking about cake a lot recently, like a lot.
Yeah.
Not quite to an upsetting extent, but it's a fascination, and I appreciate
I have a
that.
question for that.
Is lasagna a cake?
The dead silence after that. Just
So I think you could argue that it is, yeah, you got the layers. But when
There
I
are
think
tiers to
cake,
it.
I am now thinking of those beautifully
Crafted cakes.
crafted cakes that I've
Pull
been
that from
showing
post too,
everyone
Thomas.
in the K West production staff. The beautiful
Every
cakes that
single
I've been
person has
obsessed
seen those
with.
cakes.
My entire Instagram feed is those cakes. So when I hear cake now, I think of that, and I wouldn't put lasagna in that category. But I
You
suppose.
could make a lasagna look that good.
What are we
you probably
defining?
could.
You're putting frosting on lasagna?
Well,
Then-
no, you
then
use
we
the
have
meat
different
sauce.
problems.
Like a tomato paste.
Meat frosting.
Tomato paste or
frosting.
meat
Yeah.
paste.
See, I don't like lasagna anyway, so I don't.
Well, that's your
paste.
problem. I say it is because I like causing problems.
I was gonna say it is too.
I'm saying it's not, because you can't make a cake in the dishwasher, but you can make lasagna in the dishwasher.
A dishwasher.
That's
Yeah,
the
you guys not
deciding
This is
seen
the
those?
third time we've
Yeah.
had to say this today. Elaborate.
I watched a video once where a dude made a lasagna in a dishwasher.
I saw someone bake
That's-
a fish in a dishwasher.
Why are people
can't bake a
cooking
cake
in
in
a
a-
dishwasher?
Can't bake a.
Why are they cooking in a dishwasher? And with that, it's time for our ad. We have a very exciting ad today, in which some people cook some really good food.
In a dishwasher?
Not in a dishwasher.
Maybe.
In a
Right.
kitchen that might exist, or
kitchen.
maybe not. Take it away.
You may think you're a good kitchen chef, but do you have what it takes to be a cooking master?
$10,000 can't buy this much fun.
And we're
Wow.
back. Wow, what a great cast of people.
I don't know who they are. I could not even tell you
They
that.
look incredible though.
They
Phenomenal.
look so good. Like, absolutely stunning. Like, I wish
Yeah.
to look like that. Anyways, so, are we moving on? Are we still on lasagna?
No, I'm moving on.
Okay. This one is a great one. Is cereal a soup?
No,
Elaborate.
not hot.
Not hot?
Soup has to
it
be
can
hot.
Be, it can be hot. What makes you
Milk.
think cereal can be hot?
If you have hot cereal that is no longer cereal, that is oatmeal.
That is
Oh, you're
oatmeal.
right. They have a classification for that. It's called hot cereal,
It's called hot
or
cereal.
alternatively oatmeal.
That's crazy. Okay.
End of discussion. Let's move on.
Well, I have a
I'm mind blown.
Sorry. What
I
are
have
your
a,
thoughts on that?
there's another question after that.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts?
Well, cereal is like the classification of grain, which I learned in my plant science class that I forgot everything else in. So I know that cereal is not actually a food; it's like a plant. So cereal is
cereal's
what
a
was the
plant.
question again? I'm sorry. What was the question?
Is cereal a soup?
No.
Because
Okay.
it's a grain.
Because it's not hot.
Interesting.
Okay.
Because it's not hot. I would have said.
The next question is if you
Perhaps.
guys said yes. So do you want me to skip it or do you want me to ask it anyway?
Go ahead and
Go
ask
for
it
it.
anyway.
Okay. After you add cereal to the milk, does the milk become a broth, a sauce, or a beverage?
I'm sorry. Add cereal to the milk?
Listen.
So is
I
what
don't-
you've asked before, hold on.
Let me clarify this. I found this on my notes app from 5 years ago. I don't know what I
What
was
you've
thinking at that point in
implied,
time. I
what you've
don't add in
implied
milk.
is that putting milk into a bowl is soup. That is not soup, that is milk that is in a bowl. That is an ingredient, that is not a food.
Would it not be a
If it's in a
beverage?
cup, it's a beverage, but it's in a bowl,
You
so
tell me
it's an
that you
ingredient.
haven't made cereal and drank the milk after you finished the
That's the
That's
best
cereal?
after
part.
though, that's the important
That's
part.
the best part.
I've never poured milk into a bowl and went, delicious, and just drank it out of a bowl. I do dishes, I have a cup around somewhere. If need be, I'll use a measuring cup. I have other options. I will drink out of the jug before I pour the milk directly into a bowl and drink it that way. That is an ingredient in the bowl. You have to add the cereal, and once the cereal is gone, then, and only then, is it acceptable to drink the milk out of the bowl. Yes, Icarus, what were your thoughts?
I would say it's a broth.
Thank you so much for answering the question.
I think because a broth is basically you put whatever ingredients, so like chicken or bone or whatever, and it just sits in the water, so the water absorbs it. From what I understand, I'm not a culinary major, so I don't know for
I don't
sure.
know.
So by that, it's like the cereal sits in the milk, which makes the milk a cereal broth.
That's honestly what I was thinking. That was a good answer. I believe you wholeheartedly. I'm gonna take your word for it.
You're gonna get so many comments on this, like,
You're
oh my god, that
lucky.
Icarus person is an idiot. That's not how broth works.
You're lucky
hope
I am
so.
mic'd up or I would walk out of the studio at this exact moment in time.
No, you wouldn't. We have still have questions to answer. You get to ask the next one.
All right. If tomato is a
I'm
fruit,
so sorry to audio.
then is ketchup a smoothie? No.
Why?
Not hot. Not cold. No, it's not
It's
cold.
like
No,
not room temperature.
No, but
tomatoes
smoothies
could be
are
cold.
Cold and ketchup.
Ketchup
do you
is
not put
cold.
it in the fridge?
Wait, is
Do
your
I?
ketchup not cold?
I
Do
don't
you
know
not
if
put ketchup?
I think cold ketchup is probably worse than warm ketchup to me.
What?
I don't like ketchup, for the record.
Well, that'll do
But if
it.
I was gonna eat
Why
ketchup,
am I even asking you this
I would
question?
rather
What do you
have room
think?
temperature ketchup than cold ketchup.
Do you think ketchup is a smoothie?
Hang on us. Go to them.
I don't know. I was eating strawberries this morning, and there was one that looked suspiciously like a tomato. But to answer the question, I don't know. I don't know what makes a smoothie. I've had like 2 smoothies.
I have a fun snack game. You've mentioned looked like a tomato, and this is a fun snack game that my friend came up with, where you get a bowl and then you get equal parts red grapes and cherry tomatoes, and you mix them together in
My
this bowl.
friend did that to
and
me
you
once.
You just take it out of the bowl and eat it without looking at what it is.
Let me tell you about
you
this
get
shit.
like a 50-50 chance that it's a grape or tomato. If you're like me, I like tomatoes and I like grapes, win-win. If you don't like one or the other and you pop it in, bad afternoon.
I think you need to practice maybe some meditation and self-love practicing.
Yeah, probably, but instead I work here.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Okay, well, I was going to tell you about that, my friend doing that to me once. I don't even think she knew until I ate it. But basically, she had a bowl. Like, no, it was a bowl of like tomatoes.
Sorry, I'm still recovering from that.
Tomatoes and grapes, right? I was like, are these grapes or tomatoes? And she was like, they're grapes, I think. Like, oh, they're grapes. No, I think she was like, no, yeah, they're grapes. They're totally grapes. I was like, okay, cool. I ate one and it wasn't a grape.
Sharks are like seedless grapes.
Excuse me?
What?
Say that again.
Because they don't have bones.
Did you repeat that?
Sharks are like seedless
Sharks
grapes.
are like
Sharks don't have bones?
Sharks
No.
have bones.
Sharks.
They don't have bones.
Yeah,
So-
they,
yes, they do.
Caleb, what are you
100%.
saying?
They have bones.
100%.
Are you sure about that?
Period.
They have cartilage
And bones.
that makes up a skeletal structure, but they are not bones.
Well, they have teeth, don't they? And teeth,
They have
by
teeth, and
definition,
teeth are bones.
bones.
Sharks are like seedless grapes. Moving on.
Well, he's really gonna stick to this.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna take this and move on
Are there
to
any
the next
questions we
segment.
haven't asked?
I don't think so. All we have is comfort food and uncomfort food.
Yeah.
I think uncomfort food is a very funny concept because it's
Sharks
like,
do
what
not have
food gives you
bones.
anxiety?
Thank you, Campbell.
And frankly,
Was this
I
it?
think the answer
Sharks do not have bones.
Oh.
Thomas was right.
Cass looked it up. Thank you to our camera.
Sharks are like seedless grapes. Thank you very much, Cass.
Dang.
Interesting.
Whatever.
But yeah, what
I'm gonna
food gives you
disregard that.
anxiety is the nature of that question.
Asparagus.
That's understandable. Dude,
I don't like asparagus.
not quite asparagus. Microwave steamed broccoli smells like hot pee, and not enough people are talking about how bad that smells. Or maybe it's cauliflower. It's one of the tree branchy looking ones.
Tree branchy looking ones. Okay.
Okay, what food gives you anxiety?
An entire seafood boil.
Because they go like
Specifically half-boiled crabs.
they
Yeah,
go like,
yeah. The beginning stages of an
The
entire
beginning
seafood
stages of
boil.
a seafood boil.
I gotta snip at him.
We've come full
I don't
circle
know.
to
That
the
was
start
awesome,
of the
thank you.
episode.
Oh my
welcome.
god. Okay, what food gives you anxiety, Icarus?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about those cakes, man. Those don't give me anxiety. They give me the opposite of anxiety.
Peace.
Peace. Peace.
The world
happiness,
revolves
love.
around cakes,
Um,
and lasagna is a cake.
actually,
Lasagna
I
is a
don't
cake.
like lasagna, but I don't know that I would say it gives me anxiety. Any meat with
Actually-
hamburger in it, because I love cows a little too much, and it just like, then I think about it, and I'm like, oh, that's
So you're probably
cow.
not a fan of the Arby's Meat Mountain. Are you familiar with what an Arby's Meat Mountain is?
You're gonna make them cry. Let's not talk about it.
just start.
I'll just say.
It's a sandwich that has a lot of meat. I have a video on it. Go watch that.
That's actually a really interesting thing that you bring up because like lasagna and I think it's a lot of Italian foods actually do kind of give me anxiety because they slide around a lot.
They do. They
And
make
Okay.
it freaks me
Okay,
out 'cause
when-
it's like I don't want stuff to fall apart. Like if you're
What,
eating a meatball
what do you mean
sub,
by
it's gonna be
slide
like
around?
That's why I eat it with.
that was a
We also
bad
have a
mime.
photo from
I
Cass of the
apologize
Arby's
for
Meat
that.
Mountain. It's a,
Post-production Thomas.
yep. I'll put
Put
it
it in
down.
there.
It'll be down here somewhere. Yeah, it's a big sandwich. What do you? Okay, when you say slide around, is it not your own fault for the plate moving? It's not like you just set it on the table. It's not like bugs.
No, when you
It's not
pick
like
it
you're
up,
gonna screw
I know what he's
around.
talking
like-
about. No, when you like get like a meatball sub and you pick it up, I don't pick it up.
You don't
perfectly.
eat a meatball sub with like a sandwich. You eat it like a fine cuisine. You have to use a fork and knife.
I do
and
use
if
a
you
fork
don't
and knife
use
Okay.
that, then
because
you're a
it slides
psychopath.
around.
Which is why I've never quite understood why Subway sells a meatball sub. Because there's no sane world in which you can pick up a meatball sub and walk with it.
There's no sane world where you eat at Subway.
That's also very true. I
That
don't
is
know.
a fact.
Listen, I'm trying to be.
We just offended Icarus a little.
No, I'm not
sorry.
offended.
I'm
I
sorry.
I'm trying
just,
to be the most generic I
Subway's
can.
kind of my
Subway.
homie.
Oh,
Subway is
well,
like.
Not really, but
you should meditate too.
Yeah, no, I'm actually.
for unrelated reasons.
Why
but I
are
guess
we
I'll add that
attacking
on
each other
there.
at this current moment?
Because I am the
This
sandwich
is food
man.
fight.
I am the sandwich
Oh my
man.
God,
Okay.
Everyone pulls out their food weapon of choice.
I know, I get a baguette.
As the
Have it
sandwich
right here.
man, I have very strong preferences on which sub shops are in fact the best. The number one answer is Good Sense. If
That's
you've
fair.
never been there,
No,
I don't know
that's
how
fair.
brand they are, or how like local
brand they are.
Immediately followed by Jersey Mike's is pretty good. They're pretty new in this area, but
don't-
they're pretty good.
I'm not a-
Subway is like the bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the barrel.
Shush. And
Fine.
sorry.
Fine. Wow.
That was overtly harsh. I would like to apologize. Regardless, when you buy a sandwich, don't go to Subway. We're anti-Subway
fair.
here. That's not true.
Okay.
We are no way sponsored by any of these places as well. We're not sponsored by anyone, besides maybe KMOS. I don't
Yeah,
really know.
KMOS allows this to happen, and,
And
they
all the
really
ads
shouldn't do that.
we definitely don't make and just air on this show and are sent to us and they pay us. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Friendly Fire. As always, my name
That's
is
it.
Thomas.
We didn't even talk about our comfort food.
3 a.m. water.
Oh, you know what's so real?
Yeah.
Nah, I think I'm gonna agree with that. 3 a.m. water that's been sitting on our side table for
The
a
cakes
little while.
on my Instagram feed. Look at them, smile,
They'll be there.
be happy.
Okay. Episode 7, Friendly Fire is
Thank you
open
very
now.
much for watching. My name is Thomas.
I'm Sam. and
Episode
we're here
7
with
Friendly Fire.
Nolan
Derailed
and
the show.
Icarus. Thank you so much for watching. Roll credits.
Credits.
Bye.
Woo!
I think.